At this very moment, anywhere in the world, there are people earning thousands of dollars every month thanks to a single machine. And I'm not talking about trendy businesses or risky investments. I'm talking about equipment that produces something people need every single day, in any city, and at any time of the year. Today I'm going to show you the 3 most profitable machines of the 21st century and how you can also start a solid, scalable business with any of them. And the best part is that any of these machines can be imported directly from China, with little investment, reliable suppliers, and no middlemen. The complete guide to doing it is in the link in the description. The scrap metal shredder machine. Every year, the world produces more than 2 billion tons of waste, and a large part of it is metals that do not lose their value over time. In this scenario, a scrap metal shredder becomes the heart of a profitable and sustainable business. This industrial equipment is designed to take giant pieces such as steel beams, disused cars, household appliances, or old machinery, and transform them into compact fragments, easy to transport and ready for sale. The scrap metal shredder not only reduces the size of the material, but also increases its market value, since foundries and steel mills buy processed metal to melt down and reuse in new products. This creates a production cycle in which recycling is essential, and the equipment that makes it possible, the shredder, becomes a key tool to supply these industries. What's most interesting is that the price of recycled metal is paid in dollars, which means the business doesn't rely solely on the local economy. Furthermore, during times when international prices rise, having a scrap shredder running at full capacity can multiply your profit margins. In a world seeking to reduce production costs and comply with environmental regulations, recycling machines like this are more in demand than ever. The first step for your scrap metal shredder to work at maximum capacity is to ensure a continuous supply of material. This is achieved by establishing agreements with mechanic shops, small scrap yards, transport companies, construction firms, and industrial plants that have metal structures, old equipment, or out-of-service vehicles. These partners not only supply you with raw material, but in many cases, notify you in advance when they have material ready for pickup. You can also schedule weekly or monthly collection routes to ensure your machine never sits idle. This business starts generating revenue even before the machine is turned on. Many companies pay for scrap collection and disposal services, as they don't have space to store it or the machinery to process it. You offer a professional, fast and safe removal service, charging per ton or per trip. This means your scrap shredder is already generating indirect profits just by being available as part of the service. Once the scrap arrives at your plant, you run it through the scrap shredder, reducing bulky pieces like beams, car bodies, engines, industrial appliances, and machinery into uniform fragments. This process not only facilitates transportation but also increases the commercial value of the material, as foundries and steel mills prefer shredded, clean metal ready to melt. This is where you transform raw material into a more in-demand and better-paid industrial product. With the material already shredded, the next step is to sell it. Processed metal is sold by kilo or ton to foundries, steel mills, and in some cases, international exporters working with the global recycling market. By offering a ready-to-melt product, you can sell it at a higher price than unprocessed scrap, thus increasing your profit margin. This price is also often tied to international metal values, allowing you to take advantage of price spikes to multiply your earnings. The most powerful aspect of this model is that your scrap shredder generates income at 2 key moments: when you receive the material thanks to the collection or disposal fee, and when you sell the final product with added value from processing. This creates a constant and predictable cash flow, ideal for reinvesting in more equipment, expanding processing capacity, or even diversifying into other areas of recycling such as automatic metal separation or purity classification. You don't need to start with a giant plant. You can begin with a compact scrap shredder capable of processing between 5 and 10 tons per hour, enough to serve local clients and create your first network of material suppliers. Once you've consolidated your scrap flow and have steady sales, the next step is to expand your production capacity by adding conveyor belts, automatic feeding systems, and a magnetic separation line to classify the metal by type: steel, aluminum, copper. This allows you to sell each material separately at a much higher price. Over time, you can evolve from a basic processing workshop to a complete recycling center, capable of receiving large volumes, signing contracts with industries, and participating in waste management tenders. the greater your machine's capacity, and the more automated your process, the more competitive your prices will be, and the higher your profit margin. The Animal Feed Pellet Machine. The global animal feed industry exceeds $600 billion per year and continues to grow, driven by the production of meat, dairy, eggs, and fish worldwide. In this market, the Animal Feed Pellet Machine, also known as a pelletizer, is the key tool that turns raw materials such as corn, soy, wheat, vegetable flours, and mineral supplements into compact, uniform pellets. These pellets are not only easier to store and transport, but also improve digestion and nutrient absorption for animals, making them the preferred format for feeding chickens, pigs, cattle, rabbits, horses, and aquaculture species such as tilapia or shrimp. With a pelletizer, you can control the size and density of each pellet depending on the target species, opening the door to a diversified business that can serve different segments of the market. In a context where the demand for animal protein keeps growing, producing quality balanced feed becomes a stable, long-term opportunity, and the pelletizer is the central piece for transforming agricultural inputs into a high-value commercial product. The first step to making your pelletizer profitable is to source raw materials at low cost. This includes corn, soy, wheat, bran, vegetable flours, and vitamin or mineral supplements. Buying directly from farmers, mills, or wholesale distributors ensures better prices and a steady supply. The key is to lower the cost per ton, as that increases your margin when selling the final product. Each species has different nutritional needs, and this is where you can stand out from the competition. For example, chickens require a high-protein, high-calcium diet for growth and egg production, while cattle need more fiber. With the help of an animal nutritionist or standardized formulas, you adjust the mix to optimize the animal's health and performance. This allows you to produce multiple product lines with the same pelletizer, broadening your target market. The mixed raw material enters the pelletizer, where it undergoes a controlled compression and heat process that transforms it into compact, uniform pellets. Here you can adjust the diameter, from 2 mm for fish to 12 mm for cattle, allowing you to serve different clients with the same equipment. The pellet format is easier to store, less prone to waste, and retains nutritional value longer. Once produced and cooled, the pellets are packaged in 25 or 50 kilogram sacks for wholesale, or in small packs if targeting specialty stores. Your main customers will be poultry, pig, cattle, and aquaculture farms, as well as hatcheries and agricultural stores. Selling in large volumes ensures recurring contracts and steady income. You can even offer direct delivery to build client loyalty. You can start small and grow strategically. At first, your pellet machine can focus on serving local clients, small farms, hatcheries, and agricultural stores in your area. This allows you to generate quick income, build commercial relationships, and reinvest in raw materials. Once you've consolidated your customer base and mastered production, the next step is to create your own brand of balanced feed. With good packaging, a professional image, and basic quality certifications, you can position yourself as a reliable supplier and differentiate from the competition. In the expansion phase, you can increase your pelletizer's capacity or add more machines to produce different lines. Pellets for poultry, pigs, cattle, fish, and even pets. You can even explore export to nearby markets, as well-processed balanced feed is in high demand and has good turnover in neighboring countries. The ultimate goal is to go from being a local producer to becoming a regional or national supplier, capable of serving large volumes and long-term contracts. The Blockmaking machine. Construction is one of the most powerful engines of the global economy, moving trillions of dollars annually and creating jobs at all levels. It's a sector that never stops, because the need for new housing, commercial premises, and infrastructure grows constantly. In this scenario, a block-making machine becomes the heart of a solid, high-demand business. This equipment produces low-cost, high-strength concrete blocks, ideal for building houses, walls, warehouses, buildings, and all kinds of commercial or residential projects. The great advantage of a block-making machine is that it turns accessible raw materials such as cement, sand, gravel, and water into a finished product with high commercial value and quick turnover. And since it's a basic construction input, it doesn't depend on trends or fashions, but on a permanent need: building. The starting point is raw material. Cement, sand, and gravel are inexpensive and easy to find in any region. Ideally, buy directly from quarries, wholesale hardware suppliers, or distributors, negotiating bulk prices to reduce costs. The lower your cost per block, the greater your final profit. This is where the block-making machine comes into play. This equipment mixes the materials in the right proportion and fills the molds precisely, ensuring uniformity in size, density, and strength. The advantage is that you can produce not only standard blocks but also pavers, hollow blocks, and decorative pieces to expand your product line. Curing is essential for product quality. Once molded, the blocks are left to rest for 24 to 48 hours, maintaining the necessary moisture for maximum strength. Some entrepreneurs set up covered curing areas or use steam methods to speed up the process and ensure a flawless finish. With the blocks ready, it's time to sell. Your main buyers will be construction companies demanding large volumes, hardware stores that resell them, and individuals building on their own. The market is local and constant. Construction never stops. If you offer direct delivery to work sites, you'll gain loyal customers and repeat contracts. Starting with a semi-automatic block-making machine, you can already produce between 3,000 and 5,000 blocks per day, enough to supply local builders and hardware stores. As demand grows, the next step is to expand your catalog by adding molds for pavers, decorative blocks, and other concrete prefabricated products, allowing you to reach more types of clients and charge higher prices. Over time, you can invest in a fully automated production line that includes industrial mixers, conveyor belts, and accelerated curing systems. This will not only multiply your production capacity, but also allow you to sign contracts with large construction companies and infrastructure projects, ensuring volume sales and a stable year-round income flow. These three machines, the scrap metal shredder, the animal feed pelletizer, and the block-making machine, do not depend on trends or passing fads. They are in industries that move billions of dollars with global demand, constant sales, and a market that will continue to grow year after year. It doesn't matter if you live in a big city or a rural area, these machines produce something people and companies need every single day. If you really want to take the leap and start your own business, you need to learn how to import these machines directly from China, without middlemen, with reliable suppliers, and at the best possible price. That's why, in the description, I'm leaving you the link to the complete guide where I show you step by step how to do it so you can get started right away. If these kinds of profitable, real business ideas are what you've been looking for, subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell. Every week I share proven opportunities, strategies to scale, and real examples of people who started just like you and now live from their business. Don't just watch, take the first step today.